Hello everyone, Nigel Saunders of KW Bonsai here. Beautiful morning, and today we're going to be working on our Scots pines. The candles have grown quite long, and they're at the point where they need pinching, and they're actually past the point where they need pinching. I should have pinched them maybe 3 or 4 days ago, but we'll do it now.
So here's where the candles are at now. You can see the needles are actually starting to appear. So ideally you want to pinch them when the needles are still tight to the base of the branch before they start protruding like this. However, it's not too late to do it now.
I've got 3 Scots pines here, and each tree is different, and each tree will need a little different strategy. Some of the trees that are in development, you know, you're trying to grow a thick trunk, we'll leave some of the candles untouched just to grow the tree and fatten the trunk up. Other trees like this literati, we want to keep our needles tight and dense where we want to keep our thin trunk. So it requires a different strategy. So you have to think, you have to look at where your tree's at, where you want your tree to be in the future, and then think about how to go about doing that. You know, which branches you want to let grow, which you want to keep tight and compact, and that kind of thing. And that will determine what branches you're pinching or what buds you're pinching. This literati style tree, we didn't repot it this spring because we did a lot of pruning on it. I didn't want to disturb the roots and do too much to the tree at once. I cut back a lot of these branches, and we're hoping to get new buds coming out at the base of some of these needles. So because a lot of the branches were cut off or cut back, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 of the original needles left that we need to prune back. So we're just going to do it with scissors, come in between the needles because they've already extended a bit, and cut it back. Just like that. And same with this one. Just leaving a few needles of the original candle on. And there's that one. And then we have a weak one here. We'll just take a little bit off it. And the other one we won't touch because it's very tiny. So this will balance the vigor, so it'll also encourage buds to form on these branches that we prune back severely. That's all the work for this tree for now, so we'll move on to the second one. Our second Scots pine is more of a classical pine bonsai. You know, we want to grow the trunk fat and thick. So in order to do that, we need growth on the tree. And if you want growth on the tree, you don't want to pinch your candles back. However, we do want to maintain the form. So what I usually do is on the end of one of these branches, I'll let one of the candles grow unrestricted, and that'll be a sacrifice branch that we'll prune off. So we'll do that. We'll leave one candle on the end of each branch to grow unrestricted, thicken the tree up, thicken the branches up, and then later on we'll just cut it right off, like probably in maybe 3 or 4 years from now. And it'll be really thick by then. So the first thing we're going to do, at the apex here, we're going to pick one of the candles to grow unrestricted. Here's the apex of our tree, and we have several shoots coming up here, several candles that are quite vigorous. So I'm going to pick this one as the one we're going to not touch, and all the rest I'll prune back. So we'll come in with our cutting between the needles. About there. Down here, we'll come in here. Cut that one off. And here we'll come in here. And we're going to cut this one back just a little more. There we go. There's one in here we can cut back a bit.
So the apex is done. We're going to let that one grow this year. This branch, we'll let this one grow and we'll cut this one back. Like so. Prune this one back just slightly. So at the end of each branch, we're going to let one candle grow unrestricted. So this one will be this one. It's vigorous. We'll cut this one back a bit. On this branch, we'll let this one grow unrestricted, and we'll prune this one back. You can pinch these also if you just break them off like that. It's probably easier than cutting, I guess. On this branch, we're going to let this one grow, so we'll pinch this bud back. On this lower branch, we'll let this one grow, and we'll pinch these ones back. Like so. And we'll prune this one back. On this branch, we'll let this one grow and prune this one back. Like that. I'm going to take this one back a little more too. On this lower branch, we'll let this outer one grow and we'll pinch all the others. Like that. And then we've got a branch here that will let this one grow and we'll pinch back all the others. We've done that. And the last branch is this lower one. We'll do the same. We'll leave one candle grow and pinch back the rest. So that's our second tree done. Let's move on to the third one. Our third Scots pine hasn't really been styled yet. It was a collected tree. It was cut off at the, I guess, the first two branches here. And there was another branch that was kind of buried in the ground down here. So that's kind of being developed as a, I guess, a semi-cascade branch. So this tree is quite different. It has different zones of vigor. The cascading branch is weaker, and you can see the top is really strong. Because this tree hasn't really been styled yet, I want to keep the cascading branch because it's a nice feature of the tree. So I think for today, we're just going to try and balance the vigor of the tree. So you can see the top is really vigorous. The cascading branch is weaker. So we want to just pinch off our candles at the top quite tight. Take some vigor out of the top of the tree. I'm actually going to cut this one. They're kind of tough. So we're just going to kind of equalize the candles on the whole tree. Try and keep some vigor in this lower branch and take some out of the top. That's all balanced. So now we just want to balance the vigor in the cascading branch. So we'll just pinch some of our vigorous tips off. We'll be styling this tree in more detail later on. If not this year, maybe the next year. Repotting it and getting the style underway. So that'll be coming up. In this video we had 3 different trees, and we approached the pinching of the candles in 3 different ways. So depending on your tree, the style, the stage of development, you can apply different techniques of pinching your candles. So Nigel Saunders of KW Bonsai, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.